All right, the 529 questions are tripping people up on the 7 and the 66. So let's go over them real quick. So this video is going to go in a deep dive and cover the stuff that's going to be testable. And at the end, I'm going to try to put some questions up here, see if you can get them right. Okay, big picture. 529 is a state-sponsored tax advantage education account. There's two types. College savings plan, it's like a Roth IRA for tuition, where you put the money in, or two, a prepaid tuition plan. You lock in future tuition at today's prices. How does the money go in? After tax, you pay taxes on it. It grows tax deferred. But if you take it out for qualified education, it's tax-free. Just because it's run by a state doesn't mean it has to be used in that state. Hold on, I have to go let my dog out because she's bugging me that she's not out. And that's her, by the way. 529s don't have an IRS contribution limit, but the gift tax rules do apply. Now, remember, the most you can put in is depending on the state, and it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. But the problem is if you put in more than a certain amount per year, you're going to have to pay taxes on that money. So you can still put it in, but you might have to pay taxes on it. So the annual gift limit in 2025, so it's not going to be tested probably, is $19,000 per person. So you can put $19,000 in, and your wife can for the same account. But that's per year. But what's cool is you can call super funding it, where you can put in 5 years worth of contributions up front, but then you can't put any more without violating the gift limit, the tax gift limit. I'm not going to do the math on that. I'm too stupid for it. And one good thing is when you put the money in, it's yours to control, who gets it, stuff like that. Now, what I didn't know is that if you actually use the money and pay the school directly, it's not considered a gift. And I wouldn't trust giving $50,000 to an 18-year-old anyway. So let's talk about the tax stuff. When you put the money in, there's no deduction on the money going in. Earnings grow tax deferred. And if the withdrawals match qualified expenses, meaning education, the earnings come out tax free. On the state level, most states give a deduction or a credit, but the exam's probably not going to do that. That's probably not testable on our end. Now, what's considered a qualified expense? This is where they start poking you. Qualified higher education expenses, tuition, mandatory fees, books, supplies, equipment, room and board, only if the student is half-time or more. Computers, internet, certain special needs services, but not transportation. K through 12, if they're under college, up to $10,000 a year for tuition only. Not books, not lunch, not transportation. Student loan repayment, up to $10,000 lifetime. And here's the one that keeps screwing people up. I keep getting a lot of feedback that they're seeing this. So 529 withdrawals must match the qualified expenses paid in the same calendar year. Not the school year, not the fall semester, not some fiscal year, calendar year, Jan 1 to December 31st. So let's do a couple different examples. First, the school bills fall in spring tuition in December. You pay both in December, you pull one big withdrawal in December, great, they match to the calendar year. So let's try the second example. The fall bill comes in August, you pay it. The spring bill comes in January, you'll pay it next year. But you try to withdraw everything in December 2025 just to have it ready. Nope, that's not good. That doesn't match up the year. You have to make sure that it matches up the year. So that extra money you took out in December for January is now considered an excessive withdrawal, non-qualified, taxes plus a penalty. That's why they say it's based on the calendar year, not the academic year. You can withdraw as much as you actually pay in that year. If you only pay fall, you only withdraw fall. If the school bills both terms this year and you pay them this year, then you can draw for both. You must pull it out in the year the bill hits. And remember, if you don't follow these rules and do unqualified withdrawals, you're going to pay taxes and a 10% penalty. But here's a good thing. The penalty is waived if the student dies, okay? Student becomes disabled, they get a scholarship, or they attend a military academy. The penalties are waived, the taxes are not. Now you can change, if you're the owner, you can change a beneficiary anytime to a qualified family member. Sibling, cousin, niece, nephew, parent, all fine. Rollovers once every 12 months for the same beneficiary. Bottom line, 529s are simple until you get the timing wrong. The IRS cares about calendar years. FINRA cares that you know that. Watch this again right before your exam, and now let's hit some practice questions so you can't miss.
Friends, fellow Americans, and all who ride with me, if these words move your spirit, let it be known. Press the like for liberty, subscribe to the cause,